did not. I think my headsets are gonna die, so I gotta get my wire on standby. What? Okay. Lurking? What? Speak of the devil, no shit. Hey, Clarion, how are ya? Alright, let's see what we've missed. So we got Kal-El. Queen Ellincia, a visitor to see you, your majesty. At this hour? Who could it be? Good evening, Queen Ellincia. Kal-El, what brings you here? Well, you see, Lady Lucia asked me to give you a hand if you ever find yourself between a rock and a hard place, your majesty. She instructed the workers here at Fort Alpia to notify me if they thought that you needed any kind of help. Lucia did? Lady Lucia has been taken, your majesty, but I think she'll be fine, actually. I know she will. She had the brains to set this up in advance, so I know she has a good head on her shoulders. Yes, you're right. Thank you, Kal-El. Bleh. Save the thanks for until after the Duke of Felibra is taken care of. We can hold the party in my place. Sure. We got Har. These soldiers are extremely focused, given their hectic circumstance. They are very well trained. Lucia handpicked each one of them. Lucia and that official with the curly blonde beard. What was his name? You mean Count Bastion? Yeah, that's the one. Bastion, Count of Fair. Usually is considered the premier political mind of Crimea. But Lady Lucia is proving to be no slouch herself.
What'd you do with the coins here? Oh.
Yes, I really don't deserve them. Come on. Don't sell yourself short. What do you mean? Loyalty isn't just a personal trait. Most of it hinges on who's calling the shots. What kind of commander you're. My first commander was only concerned with lining his own pockets. And next was the Mad King himself. Man, I don't ever want to go back to regular military duty. If Shihiram hadn't asked me, I wouldn't have stayed so long. But he showed me what a leader could be. Someone who makes following seem like the most natural thing in the world. What about Bagnon's leaders and the Apostle Sanaki? The Falco Knights report to the Apostle. The Draco Knights to the Senate. Of the two, the Falco Knights seem happier. I've never actually met the Apostle personally. She sounds like a nice girl, but who knows? I see! But I'm just running on the mouth. I actually came to give you this. A physics staff? I want you to fight for all your loyal supporters. Losing your leader is tough, you know. Sir Har, thank you so much. We got a physics staff. Look at that. Look at that! We got some physics. Looks like we got a decent setup, but 9 units for an endgame. I hope Har really does pick this up. Hey, tiger tanks are fun. Hello, Toby. Welcome to chat. Actually, wait. Is there anything... Oh, wait. We don't have any... I guess we have the killer items. I know she has a meaty, but I don't know how well the meaty's gonna do, so I want to have that just in case. The battle will begin soon. I want both of you to promise me that you will fall back if you in danger. Understood? Fall back, your majesty. No one can hold a candle to the speed at which the Raven tribe retreats. That's a relief. Reporting, sir! Fort Alpia's gate is sealed, and they are readying their defenses. I see. Lady Lucia must have arranged some way to warn the Queen. But alas, even if they were to have all the energy and the luck in the world, the Royal Knights wouldn't arrive for 2 days. In any case, there's no way we can lose, considering that we have a card which has yet to be put into the game. A card? We're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Come on, man! Your Majesty! Dire news! The rear gate is open and the rebel army is storming in! What? How could this happen? I think you'll understand once you question this man. You guard the inner garden, correct? You scum! You helped the rebel army, didn't you? Yes, I did. I did because it was the best for the future of this country. Those Dane murderers killed my entire family. Now the Queen bows down and wags her tail at them. It's a disgrace. Oh, Shiloh's here. Hold on. Hi, Shiloh. Voice acting? Yes. Silence! You're the traitor here! Prepare to die! Wait! Killing this man will do nothing to help our situation. We have to halt Ludveck and his men. They're already inside. Mordecai will fight for you, Queen Ellincia. You can count on me, Your Majesty! Queen Ellincia, Crimea needs you more than anything. I reckon you could use my help. My homeland, being ruled by snobby stiff like Ludveck? Please, I don't think so. Your Majesty, we would give our lives for the Queen. Allow us to fight! Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I'm indeed the Queen of Crimea, and a queen does not hide. I'm totally not a king. I just had a male voice for like 2 seconds. Our enemies are fellow citizens of Crimea, but we can no longer sit idle as they destroy the harmony of our nation. Alright, I think you should be able to hear Nathaniel now.
Should you be able to?
Yeah, should you? Could our situation be any better? Just look at these fragile defenses. As fragile as the Queen's reign. Oh, the Queen's taken command. I expected her to abandon her people, turn tail, and run for the hills. How preciously naive. We shall have to teach her that being overly optimistic can be fatal. Yay, Nathaniel! There you go. Okay!
Yes, I am here to voice act.
Part 2 Endgame. This is interesting. I don't have that... I mean, I have Mordecai, but Let's is gone, so that's that. Kal-Il's just... well, Kal-Il. Har, I think, should be up here. Because, you know, he's Har.
Yeah.
Clarion, I think, was the one who filled me in saying Har makes this very easy if you choose to just use Har. But...
I'll let you find that out, because I have a strategy for beating this, which is usually pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty solid. Like, it usually, and no one ends up dying.
This stream just actually got interesting. That is mean.
I'm upstaging you on your own channel.
Wait, Ellincia could talk to Jeffrey, but where the fuck is Jeffrey?
Dead. They killed him. Sad. Oh, by the way, spoilers.
Huh?
I'm not gonna elaborate anymore.
That's not nice.
It is not.
Okay.
Again, neither is me canceling 2 nights in a row, but I do not have energy for live streaming right now.
Your goal is to stave off the enemy. Don't waste your energy attacking, just tighten up your defenses. Marcia! Queen Ellincia, I made it! You want to take Ellincia?
If you start streaming it in Discord, sure.
Right, yes, yes. There you are.
Danke. You say Marcia, right? Rather than Marcia? Because I'm going to try to keep, like, coherent with you.
Yes, Marcia.
Right. Marcia!
Thanks to General Jeffrey, we spotted an ambush on the main road and snuck by on the old highway instead. The Royal Knights will be here soon. I flew ahead to tell you, and to serve up some traitor pie on my lance.
Thank you. I'm impressed you made it back so quickly.
My pleasure, Your Majesty. Now, which monkeys do you need filleted before the Royal Knights get here? That might be a little racist. Jesus, Marcio.
Marcia's not talking about it in that way.
I understand, but still, yikes.
You forget that this is made by a Japanese company who does not pay attention to the Western
I know.
standards.
I'm just making a call, you know?
Yeah, no. I'm just also saying, like, anything that is interpreted in that way it's not like they're intentionally putting it in there.
Oh, so those walls are breakable. Interesting.
Mm.
And Ellincia with Amity, of all things.
You were attempting to get Twitter canceled, still are. You know, I just don't use Twitter anymore, so I couldn't care less. Like, I could be canceled on Twitter for anything. I would not care.
I honestly only use Twitter for the sole purpose of just, like, you know, connection.
Promotion?
That's it.
Oh, connection, too.
Yeah, like, if someone wants to tweet something at me, sure. Like, it's the same with TikTok. I don't necessarily like TikTok as an app, but I like the idea of being able to reach people who say don't like to watch YouTube or stuff like that, right? Like,
No, that makes sense.
She has Meteor! That's actually really cool.
Siege tomes.
Siege tomes! Yes.
More like sneeze tomes.
I
don't know why. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I had the sudden, like, need to sneeze. That's why I said it's more like sneeze tones, because my nose is like, no, it's time for you to sneeze.
Not that I don't love being here, Aether. Nathaniel just has seniority. Is this my job now? he gets seniority? Oh, boy.
I have 2 channels now.
Oh, yes. Here's the moment where Shiloh reveals that he's actually the Aether Somnable.
You're just a co-host for both channels. This is just the one I have you run, because I can't run 2 at the same time with my busy schedule.
If I put the AI on halt, will they still defend? Like, if there's an enemy right in front of them, will they attack it? So they just do nothing.
Correct.
Oh, fuck.
It is not a good idea.
You should use all 5 meteors. I'm planning on strategically doing so.
I'm going to be very interested to see how this goes for you.
Well, it told me to kind of focus on defending and not really go chasing, so... I mean, I may take that, like, little lower bottom half, but I don't want to push too far, because that may give him an opening. Cooking?
That's just my text notification from my phone. Sorry.
Oh, that sounded like a kitchen timer. It's awesome. Fine, Nathaniel's an old friend and you're a new one, and he hasn't streamed much this week. I missed him, okay? I missed him too! I missed him in this chat when we were, like, you know, we were playing on, we're voicing people and shit. It's great.
Well, I'm back.
I should be able to use Olive Grass here and then attack. Or I can just be max and not attack.
That's the way it works.
Fucking Mordecai.
I mean, it's not really his fault. That's just bad game design.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, this'll work. This'll be fine, right? Nope.
I streamed 3 times this week, though. It was Monday. I streamed Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I missed Friday because I had other obligations, and Saturday I just was not feeling well.
Fair enough.
I do wish I was a little more stable with my streams some days, though.
Me too. Okay, so, like, recently I've been like really on and off. Partially my fault, partially not. And it feels like the worst. Because like I could be streaming like for like 3 days at a time, and then say my internet, for example, will just, you know, not agree with me. And it's been doing that again more recently than not, and it sucks. Or say like a certain time where like, you know, Noble's not streaming, and I see a great opportunity to like catch up on some like work and stuff, like for other things, because I don't want to leave like YouTube and stuff behind, so I figured I'd do that to start kind of picking up on that, but I don't know, man.
Also does not help for my streaming mental state that I feel like an absolute idiot in in Darkwood, because I'm like, where am I going or what am I doing? And I really feel like it's not that fun to watch me play that game.
Well, I mean, Spoopy time is almost over. Are you resuming your like previous games when Spoopy time's
Correct.
over? Okay, yeah.
My goal was just to beat the three scary style games, and if I did that even before October ended, it would just be that. Like then I would go back to the normal schedule. Like say for example, I beat Darkwood Saturday. Like everything worked out and I beat it this past Saturday or yesterday. This next week would start back up with the regular schedule, like Pokemon, Zelda, Octopath Traveler, things like that.
Right. I was thinking definitely on doing something like that, but honestly, like, I think it's just a little too early for me to do that stuff, because I'm not much for the Halloweener games. At least I don't know too many that I would enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like playing like Resident Evil 7 and stuff like that, but
the game that you, when you heard I was doing scary games, you're like, wait, you're not playing this, right? And I was like, no. And then you're like, oh, you should definitely play this sometime. Like you were about to be jealous because I might have been playing it. Then you found out I wasn't. Like, oh, you should play it anyway. And I was just like, okay, I'm getting mixed signals here. Do you want me to play it? What's going on here?
my god. More units after units. Drop his ass. Mordecai upset me, because obviously. Go ahead back in the middle.
Yeah, outside of the frustrations of not knowing what to do, Darkwood's actually a lot of fun, and I kind of enjoy it, because it's not a game I normally would enjoy, if that makes sense. Like a top-down... Not even just horror, but like... It's a top-down collectible kind of thing. Like, you gotta like, build up your arsenal of, like, items. Like, oh, you need to make sure you have enough wooden logs that you can turn into planks, or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that Clarion?
Yeah, Clarion.
Aw, I called it Clarion. And he left. I'm sad now.
Streaming through Discord work. Magic.
You enjoy watching it even if you're concerned about me getting a complex about killing the dogs. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I've had to murder like several wild dogs and I feel bad.
I'm used to it. Okay, so like I said,
what?
one of my favorite games is Resident Evil, and like at least for the first few games, a lot of like the enemies are just not just undead, but like there's like dogs and shit as well. In fact, they're called Cerberuses. Like there's a certain technicality name for it, but they're called Cerberuses. They are really fun to kill, sadly to say. but they're actually kind of a pain in the ass in some regard as well. I can't do much because half of my units are fucking Lagoos.
That's racist. It's actually not. I definitely like the Lagoos implementation in this game, and this is my favorite Fire Emblem game, don't get me wrong. But there's something about it where I feel like they could have implemented the Lagoos better.
Definitely, I agree.
And I definitely feel like this is way better than Path of Radiance's Lagoos system.
Oh, yes.
But it definitely still needs work.
It definitely still needs work.
And they haven't used them again, which makes me mad. Because I don't count the Manicheets and
you mean they went back to the Beast Stone type system?
Yeah.
They just haven't done like a unique Lagoos system.
Correct. And I would even say that's not necessarily Lagoos, because Lagoos was this here, right? It was you had a bar in which that you had to fill up in order to be able to transform, and then after that you had that again. Whereas with Beast Stones, you're always able to transform with it as long as the Beast Stone is still available to be used.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a different style of fighting. Because if you're used to how it works, like in Awakening with Panay, I believe her name is.
Yeah, Panay.
I hate Fire Emblem with the names sometimes, where it's like, how does this work?
I just named her after the pasta, Panay.
Panay. But yeah,
like I don't think I said it on stream, but I've been like tinkered around with my 3DS, and Awakening was one of the games I played, and I would say, "Where's my pasta?" And then I find her like, "Oh, there's my penne pasta."
I mean, hey, it's still funny, but regardless, my point with that being, it's an entirely different system. So if you used her, or Naui, or like any other Manicheet dragons, whatever you want to call them, you would not be prepared. You would not be prepared for 9 and 10's Lagoos system, because it's entirely different.
Yeah, exactly.
A way I think that would help balance them out is if they were like they are like priests in the fact that they can counterattack, but if they could attack to help build their gauge faster. Like, it doesn't even have to be good. And yeah, usually if you attack with Lagoos, they end up getting absolutely destroyed in their quote unquote in their like quote unquote human form, because you have human and beast forms.
Right.
But usually they end up dying because they're super weak in that form. But it would still be an option, right? You could still do that to help build it up. Yeah, I think that's one of the things I would change. But what do I know? I'm not intelligent systems. I don't develop these games. Nor do I want to be, because nor do I want to be the one who develops these games, because usually everyone gets mad at you because the game's not good and you're doing your best.
Yeah, well, some people like it. Like, it's the same with... I was just talking at the beginning of stream, because I don't know what I'm going to do for Wednesday and Thursday, because Noble's not streaming on those days either. He's really busy this week. So I was like, Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer is coming out on Thursday, so I may do a little bit of that once it comes out around like 1 a.m. But a lot of people are like in the Call of Duty community, which is obviously a very much a death sentence to get involved in. Because everybody kind of hates each other. There's like 2 main factions where people like Treyarch games, people like Infinity Ward games. No one likes Sledgehammer games. That's the only thing that they can agree on. Otherwise, there are going to be people who always say one game is shit over another. It's not even just Call of Duty either. It's like half of fucking all communities in any gaming. Fallout being one of them as well. I love Infinity Ward games personally, but I also like Treyarch games. I love Infinity Ward games because Spec Ops Survival and MW3 was my childhood. I love Treyarch games because Zombies was my childhood. And now that they introduced a purple mastery camo, where like if you grind up the gun to max and do all the challenges, there's fucking purple guns, meaning I'm gonna lose my life on this game. Because you give me purple guns and I will do anything that you want. So for that, I think MW2 is probably one of the best COD games in a while. Obviously, it has its faults, and I can call them out on it, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna hate the game. Same with Fire Emblem.
You can critique a game and still like it?
Exactly.
What is this blasphemy?
See, you don't like Fates is a good example. I love
Correct.
Fates, even though it's flawed. Like, we are both able to have opposing opinions. The problem is that there's a lot of keyboard warriors, we'll call them, online, who go, "Oh my god, I'm never touching this game, you guys are bastards at Infinity Ward, go," you know, like, that type of stuff. And honestly, it's just annoying at this point.
Yeah, to be fair, especially with Fire Emblem, there's keyboard warriors on both sides. My personal opinion is, I did not like the Fates games because for me it felt like they lacked something that the other titles in the series had. Or maybe it's because I'm a person who started with Tellius, and because of that, my opinions on the game are going to be based on whether or not the game is similar to the Tellius franchise of games, or the Tellius series of the games. However, as I've said many a times, I am not the freaking I'm not the freaking cult leader or the god or whatever you want to call it of Fire Emblem. And in fact, my opinions may be something you disagree with, but that doesn't mean that you can't like like I said, I didn't hate Fates, and I don't necessarily hate Fates. I don't like where it went with the series, and for me, the majority of my issues with Fates are about the way that certain things are set up, or the storyline is just rather weak in comparison to other games. But that's because I'm an author. I'm going to look at a story heavily critically, like, could I write better than this? And at that point, it's like, yeah, I think I could. Now, there are definitely story problems in this game, which actually, spoiler alert for all of you who are members of my community as well, I'm going to be writing scripts for YouTube videos on the issues with Fire Emblem storytelling that people, myself, or otherwise have, and I'm going to debate against them. So you'll get a Fates roasting video, but you'll also get a Fates defense video. So keep that in mind. Because I
think that's the best part about some YouTubers, because they do in defense of and then against. Like, it's one and then the other. And I think that's the best part about it, because it proves that you're not being completely one-sided or another. Like, I could list 10 things that's wrong with the new Call of Duty game, but I can also list maybe 50 or more things that I love. I just went through the early access campaign. Yes, I pre-ordered it. I loved it. I honestly thought that my money was worth it. I don't really believe in pre-ordering, but MW2 was the worthy sacrifice, because I was gonna buy it anyway, so it was just a choice of, am I gonna get it now, or am I gonna get it 3 weeks down the line? Because I have a friend that really likes to play Call of Duty with me. So I was like, you know what, I get to play the campaign and work early. Pre-order it, fine. When I tell you that campaign literally almost gave me a overjoyed heart attack, that's how you know, like, the story for me was amazing. There was maybe like 2 missions that I hated, but that goes for every game ever. You're not gonna hate, or you're not gonna love every single moment of a game.
Yeah. Are we talking Fates here? I kind of zoned out, my bad.
Yeah. Well, even any game. Like, there are chapters in Fates that I absolutely detest.
I hate chapters in this game, surprisingly. One of them being the frickin' bog chapter in part 1. You know the one.
One mention was it was one of the chapters, I believe it was in Conquest, where you get over a wall.
Oh no.
I hated that chapter so much, I think I replayed it 5 to 7 times because I couldn't get tactically sound. I just couldn't figure it out. It was mostly because of the Basara classes. They were so good! They literally trashed through my units like it was Halloween. Oh my god, there are so many units up there! Ah, god, okay. I'm gonna do a thing. I'll start moving you that way. I wish.
Yeah.
Alas, the point is that there's always going to be haters when it comes to a game. It's
Absolutely.
just whether people are respectfully hating on it or they're just toxically hating on it.
Also, I am only, like, maybe I'm barely 2/3 of the way done with the script and it's already 13 pages long. Kill me. This is the first draft. Celeste, you'll learn that when I am tired or when I am focusing on other things or when I'm trying to, like, just do several different things at once, I tend to zone.
Yes,
and that's
yes.
my bad.
That's
Also, hello, Meatball. How you doing?
Yeah, Meatball, how are you? I saw you. Sorry you were talking so much.
You found Fate's Conquest to be tactically satisfying. And here's the thing I'll say about the Fates games. Conquest probably is my favorite of them. And, like I said, my main issue with the Fates game is the story. And that's just it. And Corrin, but I can't say that to Corrin because I'll break their heart.
Oh, yes, yes. Careful when you're treading on hot, like, very, very thin ice like that.
Mm-hmm. But Corrin does know that I'm not a huge fan. Like, but then again, I'm not a huge fan of majority of the lords that take on your personality, right? Like, or that like you get to name and create and make look however you want. Robin was the only exception. That's because Robin's not a lord.
Yeah,
Robin is just an avatar.
I wouldn't even really say he's much of a main character. I'd say more of like, you know, Crom and
He and Crom tend to fight for the spotlight sometimes.
yes,
I
as well.
You're telling Corrin on me? I mean, Celeste, I'm pretty certain Corrin already knows that I'm not the hugest fan of Corrin as a Fire Emblem Lord, but... Also, I don't think hugest is a word, but I'm using it anyway, so deal with it.
This is getting hectic.
Yes.
I know it's designed specifically to pressure me, but it's getting hectic. And it's only turn 5.
Yes. You're well enough. Got to be up early in the morning to make a pork shoulder. Ooh, nice. Killing time until you head to bed early. That's fair.
Still telling. Just push your way through the boss! Easy! Oh yes, because the tomahawk is 100% worth it.
I mean, it kind of is.
But I'm pretty sure I can get another one.
Maybe. But will that one be free?
I'm like Seto Kaiba, right? Like, I will just shout, I have money at the first tomahawk I see. That's just how I am.
I'm gonna hold you to that. If you don't, you owe me $5.
Alright, I'll buy the first tomahawk I see. I will. God damn it, Mage. Come on. Get better. Yeah!
Each tomes have...
There we go.
Bully the healer. Good idea.
Bully the healer! Who you can outspeed in every... Oh, you missed the healer. Lovely. No, at the beginning of stream, I was just talking about, like, TikTok and stuff as well. I released the second short that I was, you know, originally supposed to release a few days ago, but I got busy. It's popping off, and I'm scared because I don't know how it popped off. It just did. I guess Fire Emblem Awakening is just much more popular than Path of Radiance in that regard. I don't know why.
Awakening was the savior of this franchise, remember?
Yeah, but I tagged it in Fire Emblem Awakening, and in the first hour, it's like 100 views, and I'm like, thank you so much, but I'm scared! You know, like...
I really should look into, like, promoting my content on things like Reddit and getting more on YouTube, and
yeah,
even look into getting a TikTok.
That's kind of why I'm doing shorts, is promotion. Like,
yeah.
clips.
I just can't. I just can't edit my own stuff. It's mostly I don't have time to learn how to do it, but I'm also not good at clipping moments. It's as simple as that.
much money.
Girl child, hello!
Hello, child! Welcome to chat! We're popping off today.
Awakening was also on a console that was widely liked and widely available.
Yes, very true.
Yes, but
I love
the
the
Nintendo.
3DS.
But the Nintendo Wii was one of their most available consoles of the time. Like, almost everyone's grandparents had a Wii because Nintendo knew how to market the Wii.
I can go on eBay and buy a Wii for like maybe $50.
Exactly,
That's
because
how
that's how many there are.
There's a lot of them. It's great. And
I
like,
legitimately
dude,
got my Wii for $100, but
If
wasn't just the Wii. That was the game console. That was like 15 games that came with it too. It was
Yeah.
crazy what I got for $100.
Exactly. Literally the best-selling console overall. I think the PS2 has that beat. I think the PS2 is still like one of the tops.
Unless you mean Nintendo console, which I'm still pretty sure the Switch has outperformed the Wii at this point, hasn't it?
Holy.
I'm gonna look this up.
The Switch is very popular. One more meteor. We gotta make sure it kills something.
Let's see. All right, let's see. What do we got here? What? Okay, sure. Um.
Alright, meteor.
I'm doing
break.
pretty good, girl child. We're happy to have you here.
Doing okay.
So this is unit sales in millions. Let's see.
Sales in
Fiscal
millions.
year.
I wish I had that money.
2. 4. Okay. So, need to quickly do some adding up here because they apparently don't have this all put together for me, which would be nice. For some reason, the Wii wasn't
Also-
selling in 2019 for
Also-
2017.
How did we lose a furry? 2 words. Non-beast. As soon as they're out of beast form, they're like, literally glass. So,
They are hot garbage.
yeah, it's a best way.
Okay, so that's that year. I'm going to trust that this is telling me based like how many sold per year, and this is not how many are actively in market. I'm pretty certain that's what this means. And finally,
I would like
It's
the
very-
Lucia to transform, man. I'm tired of it.
so apparently, if all these numbers are correct, and this is ending in fiscal year 2021, because I don't think we've hit the end of fiscal year 2022. Yeah, because their fiscal years end on March 31st, so that won't be until 2023 where the 22's fiscal year ends. So overall, the Nintendo Switch has sold 84 million, it looks like. Whereas if I count the Wii's, just give me a second. Thank you, Clarion, for giving me an excuse not to write my video script. Wow.
The fiscal year ends in October, yeah. So, pretty much not for another week and a half.
Well, Nintendo's doesn't end until March 31st, so
Of the next year?
correct. That's what this thing at least says. So it might be lying to me for all I know.
Maybe.
But anyway, yeah, Clarion. It looks like Clarion is correct because yeah, they've got like I think the Wii sold almost like the Switch was at 84 I think million, and the Wii is over time overall it looks like over 100 million. So